And the game award goes to Balatro.
Balatro? Dog, isn't that game just like a glorified calculator? Like, ooh, look at me, I can multiply two numbers. Like, how much fun could this even be? Oh, what? Where am I? Oh, God, what day is it? Whose phone is this? Why? Ooh, try roulette? And I can play a flush 5 of Polychrome red stamped kings? Well, don't mind if I do. This unfortunate individual was found 2 weeks later, dead from dehydration. Sure, he beat Jokerless, but at what cost? Don't let this game turn you into a monster. You're the one in control. Ooh, wait, how about a run where I'm only ever allowed to play like one card? That would be sick. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Hey, stupid, how are you gonna put up 300 points with 4 high cards? Hey, everybody point and laugh at this guy. Okay, man, like, I'm literally about to explain it. Can you just chill for like 1 second? You always do this. I just don't get it. Just like sit there and watch the video. It's not that hard. God. Okay, wow, well, yeah, 300 points with 4 cards is actually just like straight up impossible. Even if I played 4 aces on the plasma deck, I'd only hit 256, which with the plasma deck's doubled required score wouldn't even get me halfway. No, there's really only one way to even start this challenge, and that's charm. There are 15 total tags that can appear in Ante 1. Of those, only 5 have an immediate effect and only 1 is actually useful. With Charm giving me 2 free tarot cards, that means I can modify my deck or even add jokers before even playing a single hand. With this in mind, I started the run with the Magic deck, which gives the Crystal Ball voucher and 2 copies of the Fool, meaning that if I managed to pull Judgment, I'd get 3 chances at a useful joker. Lo and behold, that's exactly what happened, where after doubling my 4 gold with economy, I pulled Gros Michel, the Wily Joker, and Wee Joker. Gros Michel is one of only 15-ish jokers that is actually useful for starting this challenge out. Not only does it give you 15 guaranteed multi, it also adds Cavendish to the joker pool when destroyed. Not only does the banana secure me passage into Ante 2, I also got one of, if not the best chip joker in the game, Wee Joker. With the goal of playing 2s, I used Death to turn a 3 into a 2 and headed into the boss blind, the Goad. I was only able to play a single 2 before the blind was vanquished, but hey, scaling is scaling. In the shop, I picked up a Buffoon pack and pulled Reserved Parking. As I'd hopefully only ever be playing 2s, having face cards sit in my hand was a great way to make some quick cash on the side. Not as quick as you'll be making money though if you buy my brand new crypto Eclipse coin. Okay, I promise, I won't rug pull, guys. Please just buy my crypto. Come on, it'll be fine. We're all friends here. I also bought an arcane pack and boosted a queen's money-making potential by turning it gold with the devil, and then it was off to Ante 2. A lucky triple 2 draw allowed me to gas up Wee Joker even more, and Reserved Parking put in some work, earning me $5 whole. A jumbo arcane pack let the magician turn one of my 2s lucky, and then another good first hand in the big blind let me play it immediately. I realized I wasn't actually maximizing my Reserved Parking joker, so I also discarded a few non-face cards to grow my wealth even more. With $28, I opted to skip the shop in favor of slightly more interest and then started my fight with the Pillar. Having most of my 2s disabled was a bit annoying, but with a lucky 3 popping plus 20 multi, the fight was over before it began. With $43 and the ever-temporary potassium-filled fruit as my only form of multi, I picked up Mystic Summit, as I'd be using my discards to search for face cards and 2s anyways. I also unwrapped yet another arcane pack to grab the Fool, giving me a chance to turn a few more 2s lucky. Oh, cool. And I guess after making all of my purchases, I then decided to buy clearance sale. Sick. Into Ante 3, where I put the Magician to good use on a couple of 2s. very good use, in fact, as I pulled the 1 in 15 chance to gain some cash money. Drowning in doubloons, I re-rolled the shop, purchased an old man, he consented, and then grabbed the perishable Space Joker. As I'd only ever be playing high card, any upgrade to it would be much appreciated, even if I only have a few rounds to do so. One more reroll showed me the Fortune Teller who, after my fervorous hunt for arcane packs, was putting up 11 multi, only a few less than Magic Mountain, with the potential to surpass it in just a couple of rounds. After making the swap, I challenged Big Blind number 3, and after a few single 2s, upgraded high card to level 2. Let's freaking go. No, my banana! Fuck! With an extra Joker space, I opened up a Buffoon pack to some disappointing options. I ended up grabbing 8-Ball and then selling it, as its rental modifier would do more harm than good. A few rerolls and, oh baby, Hanging Chad. Little known fact, that was my nickname in high school. or I get the past tense was my nickname in, or Hung Chad? Yeah, past tense. Well, much like me in high school, Hanging Chad kind of sucks and it probably doesn't have very many friends, but I bet if you spent the time to get to know him, you'd realize he's actually pretty cool and funny. Well, Hanging Chad sucks most of the time. When paired up with Wee Joker, Chad becomes a powerhouse, tripling the proc of every played 2, buffing the wee little lad by 24 chips whenever a 2 gets played. Pretty sick. The Tooth was the final anti-3 blind, and its -$1 modifier was no match for reserved parking. Pair that with 3 triggers of every lucky 2 thanks to my red-pilled Sigma friend meant that when all was said and done, I was up $33. With my only form of multi now based on tarot cards, the Mega Arcane pack was very nice to see. From it, I grabbed the Empress and Magician to buff a few cards that would never get played, but hey, +2 multi for only $8? Kinda bad, but whatever, man. With more money than I knew what to do with, I ended up popping a standard pack, and boy am I glad I did, as a purple sealed 2 was there waiting for me. A few useless rerolls and... what? Wait, why would I reroll like 5 times and then buy the reroll surplus? Well, it was all worth it actually, as the very next Joker to pop up was Invisible Joker. Its benign perishable modifier didn't stop me from swapping reserved parking app. With like $50, my focus was turning away from commerce and towards some actual legitimate scaling. Approaching the halfway point, Wee Joker was up to 160 chips with no signs of slowing down. My multi, on the other hand, was certainly lacking. With no exponential multi growth, something like Hologram or Lucky Cat would have been awesome. Or, I guess I can just pull a 1 in 4 on the wheel to add holographic to Wee Joker. That works too. With no commerce jokers, I had to tone down the rerolling a bit, but was still sitting pretty with $49. Just one more big blind, and then it was the moment of truth. Time to sell Invisible Joker. I honestly didn't really know what Joker I wanted a second copy of. I did know I didn't want a copy of my Space Joker, which had only 1 round before disabling. After selling the Spaceman, I crossed my fingers and pulled a Fortune Teller. Very nice. With each tarot card now having a doubled effect, I was hoping my thirst for more multi would finally be quenched. With only 4 Jokers and $65, I went on the hunt. On my reroll tear, I picked up an Empress, skipped an Eternal Negative Walkie-Talkie as I wouldn't really be playing 10s or 4s, bought a Pluto, bought a Fool for another Pluto, and oh my god, is that another Invisible Joker? What the hell? Well, I guess I won't complain. On to the boss. An unlucky few discards prevented me from playing any 2s, but with a multi-jack, I was able to put up nearly the full boss's score in a single turn. With a pretty trash shop, I ended up buying Director's Cut, as there were a few boss blinds that just straight up ruined this challenge. Something like Psychic is an instant reset, the Needle is pretty much impossible, and the Eye is just the Needle if it had a higher required score. This meaning that Director's Cut would be a lifesaver if I encountered any of those 3 menaces. My final purchase of Anti-4 was a Mega Standard Pack. Not sure why I decided to spend $8 on a small chance of pulling a 2, but my weird playstyle came in clutch once again, showing me a beautiful polychrome 2. One more useless reroll for good measure, and I was off to the late game. On the small blind, I used the Empress to add multi to my polychrome 2, which, with Hanging Chad, would bring my base high card multi up to 52.1, enough to demolish the blind and activate my invisible joker. Ooh, let's freaking go. Double Wii Joker? Man, with the holochrome homie up to 250 chips, I'd be adding 500 plus to any hand I played. On top of that, Hanging Chad is now worth double, as each play 2 would add an additional 48 chips to the pot. Side note, man, what a weird run. My only multi coming from tarot cards and my only chips coming from 2s? Weird. Well, I digress. I bought a jumbo standard pack, was disappointed with the unfortunate lack of 2s, and then obliterated the big blind. What? 250 chips off? Come on, that would have been such a cool moment. Stupid game. Well, locked into this wacky strategy, I doubled down, using an Empress from an arcane pack to buff a few of my remaining untouched 2s, and then milked the serpent with only 2 hands. Okay, milked like, no, like a snake, you know? No, okay, stop. It's not weird unless you make it weird. Like venom, like milking it like, dude, come on, get your head out of the gutter. On my way to Ante 6, I picked up Paintbrush for some reason. Honestly, I don't know why. It's not like I'm hurting for hand size or anything. Well, regardless, Ante 6 was much like Ante 5, with me just playing every 2 I could get my hands on. In the shop, I bought Arcane Pack after Arcane Pack, very slowly improving my fortune teller. Oh, sick. The boss blind is gonna set my money to 0 if I play a high card? Well, guess what that means. Shopping spree! I bought one thing. Nice. The Ox didn't put up much of a fight against my beastly 2 heavy deck. Oh, and you thought you were gonna set my money to 0? Ha! Stupid! I got 20 bucks, idiot! The Ox, more like the dumb Ox, get freaking owned! I bought a worthless standard pack and then was faced with the most difficult decision of the run. DNA. Man, I love this Joker. You have no idea how many runs I've lost because I sell my entire life to buy this thing early game. Unfortunately, with such a tight margin for scoring, I realized that by the time I would get a few copies of Polychrome 2 popping, it would be too late. Instead, I bought a Pluto and went on my way. I'll see you in another life, DNA. Oh, also I bought a Magician. With my Wii Jokers putting up over 1,000 points worth of chips, I was starting to feel unstoppable. Man, I don't think there's a single thing that can make this run any better. Oh my god, brainstorm. You know what, get out of here, you stupid fortune teller. Give me that napkin. With no real order to my Jokers, I could basically just put whatever I wanted in slot 1 and profit. Specifically, I could put Hanging Chad in slot 1. That means 5 triggers of every 2. That means 80 permanent chips anytime I play a 2. Nuts. 1 Temperance and yet another useless standard pack later, I was on to the penultimate big blind of the run. You know what? Okay, I'm just gonna let you watch this one. Ooh, I love this game. Yet another tough choice presented itself in the shop with Burnt Joker. With the napkin in hand, I'd be able to upgrade high card twice every round. Unfortunately, in order to add it to the roster, I'd need to get rid of the fortune teller, and with no immediate form of multi, I was worried I wouldn't have enough time to scale back up to where I was. Instead, I bought another arcane pack and grabbed Temperance, as my deck was pretty much as good as it was gonna get. The monster that is my Polychrome 2 made very quick work of the fish, bringing me 1 blind closer to victory. Ante 8. Retcon was my first purchase of the shop, guaranteeing that I'd be able to avoid any run-ending boss blinds, and 2 worthless packs closed out my shopping trip. 3 blinds stood between me and the end of this challenge. The small blind was gone in an instant. I then wasted more money on a useless pack, art imitating reality. The big blind went down with a fight, leaving me with only one hand. Each Wii Joker was pumping out a staggering 750 chips. With Brainstorm duping one of them, that'd be over 2,000 chips from a single card. I took my time at the last shop of the run, buying an Emperor, a Pluto card, a Fool, and a Magician with my final $2. I was as prepared as I could be. Verdant Leaf stood before me with the mountainous 400,000 chip requirement. Not only that, all of my cards were disabled, and with all 5 Jokers playing a pivotal role, disabled they would stay. And yet, as I played my remaining tarot cards, I knew this behemoth would fall. Okay, that's it. Oh, also, any challenge ideas? I mean, I'd be happy to steal them and not give you any credit. Man, yippee, I love creative plagiarism.